What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the 2024 Mentorship. Today, we're going to get your charts set up exactly like mine, and we're going to walk you through replay trading on TradingView and just how it's perfect. That's all I could ask for. It's the best backtesting system, and it keeps track of your data. You could export it or use it with Trader's Edge, and you could input your data over there so you could track and look at your data that way. So for me, I use both Trader's Edge and TradingView to actually mock up the trades and do all that. So let's get your chart set up like mine, and you can use everything or not. The reason why I have these on here is it just helps me get onto the chart and just see everything without spending time drawing lines. And I still mark it up if there's some things that are not on here, like something around here, right? But these help me quickly just understand what the market's doing, where we're at, and what type of trades to look for. So I'm going to break that down for you. So first things first, on TradingView, you will need to get one of these. I currently have the Plus account, but you need at least the essentials so you could be able to put the indicators on and have the chart set up. So I have 3 on mine, so I had to go up to the Plus so that way I could use up to 4. But you could set it up with just 2 or just have multiple tabs if you don't want to pay for it. So link down below if you want to get an account and get a premium, take you right there to sign up. And you do save money if you buy a year, but I just pay them more, go month to month. So first things first, you're going to click up here. Again, I have the 3 charts. If you have the lower account, you choose 2, or you'll just have to get more tabs up here and have 1 chart on each page. So after that, I put NASDAQ up here with the 15-minute chart, and then the dollar down there with the 15-minute chart. So I can kind of stay on the minute over here, but then also see the 15-minute range, kind of get a bigger idea of what the market is doing again. So I add on this indicator right here, diddly charts. And I'll just scroll down so you could see all my settings on this, but hopefully you could just pause in between if you want to copy the settings. It's a lot to go over, but basically what this indicator does is it draws out the Asian range for me, so I could automatically see where that range is, how wide it was, right? The range of it, as well as visually see from start to end, high and low. Same with London, tells me the range of that, and then New York as well, range of that. So, and then I could see the Asian session range drawn out, so I could see kind of where price is and how it reacts to that. So that's my 15-minute chart. Super simple, but it helps me just understand the range of the day, how price is working, and kind of what to expect, right? Some areas we could trade to, through this or below this, right? Back into the range. So that's the 15-minute over here. Over here, I'm anywhere from daily down to 1 minute. This is just kind of my main chart where I do all my markups and kind of add more indicators. It is messy, but in the actual day, I'm kind of zoomed in all the way, so it doesn't really bother me, but you could use all you want, take them off. Does not matter. This is what works for me. So VWAP standard, just have the one, I don't even have the multiplier on. I think I turned it off. Yeah, I turned it off. So I just have the VWAP. Standard settings, just changed it, made it a little thicker so I know that is the VWAP line. And for this, I'm looking above buys, below sell setups. Pivot points, I just have these ones on, but you can add the bigger ones on if you want. most of the time it's going to play within the first three. So I just leave the first three. And that will kind of give me a gauge of where price has been a lot. And you can see price rejects around this area. So they automatically plotted this line for you up here. Looks like that was just the R1, so the resistance one, and price kind of just stayed around that area, right? So these are just, again, automatically areas I'm looking at to take profit, or no, maybe once we get up here, we're going to fall back. So with VWAP kind of helps me if I'm above looking for buys. Let's make sure we take our profits before we get to this line, because potential to fall back around, right? Last one I have, just kind of with the VWAP, kind of helps me understand when it's below the VWAP, we get a even, it's a real strong downtrend. When it's above, stronger uptrend, right? And then again, I have the 200, and then I have the smoothing set to 50, and the smoothing is orange and the blue. So once the EMA is above the smooth line, higher chances of going up. So when this is all here, we're looking for sure only buys. We would not want to sell when this is in this order with pivot lines above and even previous ones coming up. All right, so your chart should look like mine. Let's go down here and see. I have the volume. Honestly, I really don't look at it much. It's like a last minute look. Like if I'm in a price starts chopping around and I'm seeing, okay, well, volume dropped way off. So until volume starts coming back in, just don't expect much, right? So I'm going to take it off. Honestly, it just takes up space. So now we have down here is quarters, and quickly going over this without diving in too deep is, if you just look up quarterly theory, that someone should explain this. So we have the bigger time frame, which I'm not going to be able to see unless I zoom out. We start on the gray and it goes through the blue. So basically it's saying this box we could accumulate, and you could see within this box it kind of chopped around, right? Went back and forth, and then towards the end of that box kind of stayed within, we kind of fell off and came back to that same area within that box. So we can't really expect a trend most of the time in this box. Then the manipulation comes in, and you can see by the end of that red box, we were at our lowest point. We manipulated that last low before we went back. So this could be a reversal or a continuation for this particular green box. Kind of accumulation went up and down. And then the blue one, accumulation or continuation as well. So basically just know that each of these boxes is like a set chunk of time in the market, and we could kind of pair them up to see what's coming next. Again, I don't really use this on every trade, but I just use it to look down, be like, okay, well, are we gonna flip this buy into a sell? Well, the other version is where it's continuation, accumulation, manipulation is on the green. Well, there was the manipulation. So I'm just zooming in. We could see that within this green box, we might have a fake high or low. Was it this one or this one? Well, we're above, still kind of bullish. So I'm going to believe this was the manipulation to trick sellers to continue back up, right? And then as you zoom in on time, you start getting lower time frame ones, which sometimes it loads, sometimes it doesn't. So then on here, if we go to the 1 minute, oh, of course, right when I changed it, it loads. So you get the smaller part of that bigger green block. So if we're expecting that manipulation of this green block, well, this could be the accumulation, manipulation, or it could be continuation, accumulation, manipulation, and then yeah, right. Just repeat. So basically, that's all it is. It's just helping you identify the chunks of time in the market and know one of these type of scenarios will play out, and then you could use the previous blocks to kind of estimate what kind of block is going to be happening next, right? So helps me kind of understand if there's a short-term manipulation. Well, was it this one or this one or this one, right? So within this red or green usually is the manipulation happening. Although we just kind of flatlined after that. Then the last one is we coded it over here. Link down below. It'll take you to the list of all of our indicators we made. So this is the futures V2. So what it does is we have the London session, which is like a really dark green. I don't trade it. The yellow are SMT zones. So if you're going to compare these charts, the E-mini S&P, NASDAQ, or the Dow Jones with the dollar in that time frame, you could see if they're starting to do the opposites. Maybe one's taking liquidity, one respected it. Maybe that's the stronger one. And either pay attention to that or just use it and compare it to what you are trading. Then we have the AM session, so the light blue. So most of my trades happen in right around 9:30. So 9:30, this blue area. But some people, if you're able, like on the East Coast, and you could wake up early, or if you wake up at 4 a.m. in the West Coast, you're crazy. But that whole blue range is a tradable time. This is like that lunch break. So you're going to wait for that SMT, something happen, or just kind of wait for it to exhaust during lunch period. And then the last section is the PM. And then that bright blue is the sweet spot for me of where most of my trades happen within these blue squares. All right. So your charts are set up. You look like mine, or you adjust it to how you want. Now I'm going to show you how to backtest within TradingView if you have a premium account with this replay trading, and how to fully set it up. So first thing I'm going to do, you're going to click replay trading down here, and up here, this replay mode, make sure you're on all charts. So it actually does the replay over here. Super awesome. It really helps you mimic real time trading the best it can, right? So I have all charts selected. Now, the difference between the premium accounts was if you had the middle one or the first one, you have 10,000 bars you could go back. If you buy the most expensive one, you have 20,000 bars you could go back. So I trade on the 1 minute, so I'm only allowed 10,000 bars back. So let's launch bar replay and go as far back as I can on the 1 minute chart. So it's right here on Sunday. So let's bring it to where I would start trading on Monday. So right there. As you can see, I already kind of was testing and getting it set up for those videos. So next step is click your settings here. I'm doing a 25K account like I would be doing my challenges. And then change USD. There we go. Okay, USD per contract. So on the micro MNQ on, if you're doing the Tradeovate with Apex Trader Funding, is for one buy and sell, like a full trade, is $1.02. So can't put that here because it considers the buy commission, and then when you resell that as you're completing your trade, it adds the commission as well. So we're going to have to put 052. And now I am set up to kind of mimic my real 25K account on Tradeovate with Apex Trader Funding. So now let's get into the actual back testing. And you can watch over here as these 1 minute data prints, it's updating the 15-minute over here. So it really helps you kind of get in that natural flow of actually trading. So again, the only difference is I have Tradeovate over here and I'm entering my orders and moving my stop losses over here because the grouping happens within Tradeovate, not TradingView, unfortunately. I hope they could update that somehow, but still have the two screens. So, all right, let's take a trade now. So we're going to play out. We're going to move the speed from 10 to 3. So it'll be 3 bars a second if I do hit play. But I'm just going to play through. Okay, so kind of in this range. I want to see price breakout. Now, one downside is unless someone knows how to do it, comment down below, please, for all of us. I'll pin that comment. But I believe you have to wait on bar close for this. Like I can't pre-set up a trade. So for me, I usually place limit orders. This, I'm just going to have to market order and then set up the trade. So what I do now is wait. Okay, so we broke out and we're getting closer to that time I trade, but it's still early for me, so I'm not taking a trade yet. Usually after 9:45, so usually never take a trade for me personally before this because I'm still looking at the charts. I literally just got on. Take that first 15 minutes to see where everything is at, go through the time frames, and by then it's usually 9:45 for me. So I want to back test my exact system. So now I'm starting to look for a trade. We're at this pivot point down here. We are looking like a sell, but I have to be reminded, if we look, we could just be coming into this area. This could be the manipulation of all this to come right back, right? So I need to be cautious now that we're at a pivot point, and dollar is going down with NASDAQ right now. So that's kind of, for me, kind of sketchy. Like they should not be going together. So caution right now. Oh, and then one other thing you could do to kind of keep this real is click the chart down here, go back to that day. So we're on the 12th. There's no high level news. There's just some lower news to look for at 7 my time and all that, right? So you could change the settings up here, pick what you want. We're just going to worry about the really high level stuff. So nothing on Monday. Okay. So let's go to the 5-minute. We are bearish on the 5-minute. 15-minute, we're starting to go into an area where price could respect and then bounce back up. Just flipped over to bullish territory on the 30. Again, the hour, we're kind of right around there. 4-minute, we are bearish still, so we could be coming lower, take out this low, or we could still be retracing up into this gap. So I'm just making mental note of all this before I take a real trade. But I see on the daily we bounced off and we could be continuing up higher. It respected this low while having a lot of manipulation through here. And it tapped just through this low right here, maybe making people believe we were going to go below this low. So this could be the manipulation to continue up. So go back to the minute and wait for a setup to go long, because overall I believe we're going long. Although look at dollar now. Dollar pulled back up. Maybe this is the one that's going to keep running and this is going to keep on tanking down. So start putting the puzzle pieces in your head as you're going through. Okay. So right here, we're going into my main hot zone where I take trades. If overall I'm looking to be bullish, I'm looking at this as taking liquidity manipulation. So I would like a break above this now if I'm going to play with the higher time frame and my bias, especially when we're at this pivot point, right? Now I could be wrong and we continue down here, but I need to start putting a story together for me to look, so I'm ready to take a trade if that story plays out, while still keeping in mind the opposite. So if that story starts to play out, maybe you need to reassess, or maybe it's just a bigger manipulation that's meant to trick you to flip back around, right? So keep that in mind. So looking over here, looks like it's pulling back, but still looking to be pushing down. This is pulling back, but still looking to push up. So maybe that might be going against my story now. All right. So the only thing that's scaring me is they're going together now, the opposite way. But I do think we're going to break through this high now, going up to this pivot point. So next time we get a pullback, even if it's just one candle, I'm going to take a trade now. Okay. Nope. All right. So if I was putting in an order, I'd be below the VWAP, putting right around 2 up here. And that's something like I would put an order to limit order, but like I said, I don't know of a way we could do a limit order in back testing. So this is where it kind of gets a little weird and won't be exactly my thing. So that's when I use Trader Edge over here to input the data. So if you want this to represent the right data, you have to go to settings, put in how much your account is. You're risking about 0.50. That's what I usually do. And and then the lot size one. Okay. So you can kind of see right now I'm risking about $55 to 100, make 111 for one contract. So again, Trader's Edge is over here. Link down below if you want to sign up. You'll input your percentages, your account, and that way you could keep track of all that data over here. But then over here, I do, when it closes above that, I just take a trade, and then I can kind of compare that data. Is it better if I use limit orders or if I just wait on close over this zone? So kind of two backtesting done at once. All right, so let me put that back just so when I place my order, I know where to roughly put the things. Okay. Close. So lined up absolutely perfect. So we're going to buy one now. Stop loss is down here. Take profit is up there. We can close this now. So now I'm in my trade. Except, oh, I'm on the NASDAQ. Okay. I would be on the MNQ. So this is just an example, but I would put this to MNQ for when I'm back testing, not NQ. But let's just stick with this for this first trade. So now we're looking over here. 15-minute broke this high. Dollar's pulling back into the zone, so we need to watch what happens. Is it going to continue up, or are we just going to start falling off, right? So to put this back, you could kind of see how I make my plan. So right at 1-to-1. So basically that pivot point is where I want to be aggressive and get this stop loss pulled up. For me, I see this low with that low and that little for value gap. So I'm comfortable now moving the stop loss up a little bit. Remember, my trading system, I focus on risk management, not profit taking. So I am always worried about this, not this. And for me, it's been helping me mentally be more consistent I won't win as big because I was making, $1,000 wins, but also $600 losses, and that swing was affecting me. If I play like this, I'm able to take my risk out of the market, and if it is wrong, usually I still make like $7-10 just to cover commissions and a little bit of profit, right? So now my emotions don't swing as much because I don't really have many or big losses because I'm worried about taking risk off the table and just collecting what the market gives me, and I could always trade again, right? So waiting for it to go up, boom, right there, where I break even now. And I would put it right below this. So I would not want this fair value gap to be broken. Otherwise, I may be wrong, and I'm comfortable getting stopped out with $150, right? Covers commission plus, a couple dollars for placing a trade, right? Earn yourself. So now we keep playing. Now, I don't move it yet, but once this is broken, I move it just below this low now, and I'm slowly locking in more profit as price print structure for me to follow. Okay, there we go. Move it up just below. Okay, just in case it does like a double bottom. Spread may tap me out, but Apex Trader Funding is pretty good where if it taps that line quickly, I usually am still in the trade until it really goes through my order. So we just play this game up. If a fair value gap places up here and we have this down candle, well, now I'm moving my stop loss to here, and we just keep going. And if price is looking really strong, I'll move my profit up to the next pivot point. So now we're up here. Fair value gap played out, broke above these body closes. All right, so I got stopped out, but look, drawdown $15. Well, we don't have an average because this was our only trade, but we made $678. I don't care what price does now. And if we want to get back in, say this was just a little, um, pullback to continue up here, then we re-enter. Like it's that simple. I just go with the market flow until it's not that, and I'm still in my main time period, right? And then we look down here at the quarterly theory real quick, and we could see we're kind of in that new phase of the next 4 quarters, but we're in a bigger time frame green. So this could have been the manipulation for that bigger time frame green bar, and we just ended the green bar for the next time frame. So we could be continuing or accumulating in this next blue box. And then if we go down to the smaller one, you see we are in the accumulation phase right here. Manipulation, possibly, distribution, and continuation and reversal. So keeping all that in mind now, look over here. Dollar did, after it kind of faked out, dropped off. So that's looking strong for us to continue up as long as this keeps going down. So let's see what dollar does down here and keep watching. So still looking for buys. We're above here. Now the blue is above the orange, so that's looking good for us too. And they're both above the VWAP. So we want to get above this pivot point, but really our next entry is above this area. So zoom back in and watch price. You could take these off or leave them. In my real trades, I leave them on for the entire day so I can look back, and then I'll just delete them going into the next day. All right, so we got our one trade, took 27 bars. And let's put our marker up. I'd put it below this fair value gap just in case it wants to come back down into here. And go up to 2. And again, if you are putting your trades in Trader's Edge over there, you will want to update this to your new balance. So now we are at, what is it, 267892. No, 25678996. All right. Now we're updated. You get your updated percentages. So yeah, let's continue on. Above here, new trade. Up here, stop loss. Down here, let's see what happens. And we're still in our main time frame, so I'm still looking good for trade setups. Boom. We are here. We would have been tapped in if I had my limit order. So let's put a buy there. Readjust. We're here. All right. Let's see what happens now. We could get stopped out because it kind of went above it and didn't go down, or it didn't break above. It closed back below this, so we could be wrong, right? So let's see what price does, and I might be a little more aggressive because it's not fully playing out the way I want it to. So I'm going to be quick to pull risk out. So I'm still okay here, not panicking yet. Now I'm kind of like, all right, do something price. I'm going to look over here. Well, dollar's dropping, so I'm still feeling good about the up, right? So we could just be accumulating. So now here, I'm just taking a little risk off. I don't want this fair value gap. Sorry. Don't want this fair value gap to be broken. I want to go right below it, right there. So a little bit of risk off. All right, we broke above. Now I am going below this low. Waiting. Waiting for my 1-to-1 to show up. So an opportunity to move my stop loss. We broke structure, had a fair value gap. We have this low. We also have this low. So I am going to pull it in to just below 50% of this wick. And once this breaks, we're going to go up here to break even and cover some commission cost. So boom, I'm already up into here. Cannot lose on this trade anymore. We are in profit no matter what. If we get stopped out, it's fine. Collect our money, get back in, right? Boom, 40 bucks, doesn't matter. And again, some people may not agree with it, but for me mentally, and that's the most important thing about trading, is to be mentally okay and comfortable with your trading. It doesn't matter what system, what trading style you play. I've tested a lot of them, all different styles, and I've seen people use them and make money. But for me, I was not mentally comfortable with that strategy, so it did not work for me to trade. This right here, I am perfectly at ease with trading, and it's pulling money out of the markets for me. If you haven't seen my last video with Apex Trader Funding, I go over my review and timeline with them, getting a PA account, payout process, all that stuff. I'm perfectly okay with this, right? Like we're up $717. It's okay. Like even if this plays out and I could have held one trade all the way up, it's fine. Like I'm mentally okay, and that's what makes this a great strategy for me. So we'll do one more trade. This is a longer video, but some people that really just want to get in and learn and get into the charts and hear me like look and what I'm looking for so you can practice. I know you'll get a lot of value out of this. So let's do one more trade before, let's go until 12 right here. Let's play out the time, and I'm gonna speed it up a little bit now. Look at that. We got 40 bucks out of the market and we were wrong. See? Like, that's why this is so mentally comforting for me to trade this way, because even if I'm wrong, I either minimize my risk or I locked in enough profit to pay to place that trade, the commissions, and give myself just a little bit of pay on top of that. So we were wrong. Still got a $40 trade, right? So looks like dollar's starting to pull back. NQ pulled back tremendously, but we're in this fair value gap, so this could be a fake manipulation, right? We're in this bigger green area, so maybe we're just retesting this area and then we're gonna come up back up into here. So let's see what the rest of this hour brings us. So look at dollar. It is ripping back the other way, so that's starting to make me believe we're gonna take this low out. Let's mark that up. We also have the pivot point down here. Let's see if we could get a sell down into this area, but keep in mind, a really high time frame, this is bullish. So we could be wrong, so we need to be aggressive trapping in profits that way, because we're going against the higher time frame, what it's doing, right? So we need to be more cautious taking shorts and aim for these type of zones, as well as see where these are with price. Okay, so I am drawing something like this right now to see if we get a setup again to break through here, or are we going to go up into this area first? All right, so we respected this. We still have this as a potential sell if we break below this area to come down to here, but we're back above, so we're bullish territory. Let's see what price is doing. I think we're going to go above this high or just kind of start to fizzle out, because we are going into that lunch break. So I'm not taking a trade. I already made money, so there's no point of me trying to find a trade. The only time I find a trade through lunch is if there was really no good setup in the AM session. I know going into PM we're gonna get set up. So really long video. I hope you guys enjoyed that, got a lot out of it. Let me know what you think. The rest of the mentorship is going to be videos like this, where this one took longer because we had to set the charts up and everything, but going forward we're just going to get in, back test a couple days. I'm going to break down what I'm looking at, what I'm seeing, what I'm looking for, and then hopefully that helps you get in the motion of trading more realistically, as you could see and compare the NQ on the 15-minute and the dollar on the 15-minute and see those markets against each other. And that is why TradingView is just so powerful. And using that with Trader's Edge together, I get a full understanding of my trading and keep track of all that. Is it a winning system, a losing system? What are the worst days, best days, all that stuff, right? So links all down below to all the platforms and softwares and challenge accounts that I use if you want to use them. Awesome. Thank you for using those links, and I'll see you in the next mentorship video. Peace.